Yo, what is up world, Meta Beeves here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. It is really good to see you guys. This week's vlog, we're going to be talking about something that I now have 6 years later that I didn't have in 2016. Now it starts with a C. So before we get into it, go ahead and roll the intro. I'll see you soon. Alright, so in 2016, I was in a very different place as a cinematographer, and also just as a human being in general. I was actually studying in my undergrad at Cal State Northridge, which is why I'm repping this shirt today, but I was shooting my senior thesis, my capstone project at the time, and I was the cinematographer. I didn't write it, but I was, again, the cinematographer. So just thinking back on that project, it was really fun. I had incredible friends, and at the time, I knew as much as I possibly could and as much as I possibly did. So some of the practices that I actually still do to this day 6 years later is going through and prevising the entire shoot in 3D, which at the time I was using Cinema 4D and Cinedesigner, which I now actually still use the same exact program, but back then I was just getting into it. I was learning how to actually use the program, whereas now I am so comfortable navigating and creating the worlds in that program. So back then, a few of the techniques that I knew when it came to lighting was cross-key lighting, which is just a technique that is used when lighting two people in one scene, but I didn't really know much more than that. Granted, that could have been because of the education that I got, or maybe it was just the lack of me going out and finding the necessary techniques that I needed to have better looking images. Now with lighting comes the approach. How do I approach a scene, and how do I figure out the blocking of it, and then where do I put those lights? And again, I was kind of limited to the few techniques that I knew at the time. And really back then, the knowledge that was around me, my professors, the fellow students, we all had a common ground of knowledge, and we all had a census of what was a good image, and at the time I just ran with it. Now looking back at the footage, it's really something that I am proud of. I really don't share it too often with a lot of people, but it's something that I love to go back and rewatch and kind of see the progression of where I've come 6 years later. And the biggest thing that I now have, which is kind of what I was alluding to in the intro, something that I have nowadays 6 years later from 2016, working on that senior thesis project to 2022 in my master's program at USC, working on my senior thesis, my capstone project here at USC, is confidence. And that's the one huge thing that I now have that I did not have back in 2016. I vividly remember being on set, and it was around this scene that you're seeing here in the background, but I remember being on set and I was holding the camera, I was operating it, I had just set up my lights, and my professor of the class walks in and he comes to visit set, and he just wants to make sure that everyone is running smoothly, and if there's any questions or any concerns, he's there to help combat that and come up with ways and techniques on how to figure out what needs to be done to film the scene. But I remember my professor was right over my shoulder as I was holding the camera, and I was so nervous. I did not really feel like what my images looked like or what the frame looked like was really nice. I didn't know if he liked it. I wasn't sure if it could be better. I was really questioning myself, and the confidence, or I should say the lack of confidence, is something that really plagued me for so many years in my cinematography career, whereas now, like I said, I feel like I have so much more confidence, and with confidence comes understanding what a beautiful frame looks like and how can I achieve it, and also what's the approach, what are some lighting techniques that I've picked up over the years, and having confidence in those lighting techniques so that when I am on set, I really don't feel as nervous or as shy or as ashamed or whatever it was that I was feeling 6 years ago. I don't have that feeling anymore. I'm really comfortable with the way that my images look like and the way that the frame looks like, and that helps out so much, and it just bleeds down through the entire crew and the entire set. So I'm so happy that I've worked at this for 6 years in order to gain the confidence that I feel like I absolutely need, or that I think is absolutely needed for myself and any other cinematographer or filmmaker or creative person in the world needs when they are in their realm of creativity. So yeah, 6 years later, here I am. I finally have the confidence to set up the camera, set up the lights, and be happy with the image. And I feel like I'm doing my best work now, kind of like what I was feeling in 2016, but with way more confidence, a lot more experience, as you could probably imagine. So yeah, I'm happy that I've stuck with this craft for 6 years. I didn't see myself here in 2016. I did not realize that I would go back to get my master's, but I'm happy that I did, because I feel like, again, I have so much more confidence. And yeah, so that is what is different about Matty Beeves in 2022. I have so much confidence in all of my work, in my approach, and just in myself as a human being. So this is a perfect segue into next week's vlog, which I haven't really filmed yet. But if you've been around and you've been a part of this community, a part of my channel, as an audience, it's going to be 5 years. 5 years since I've been doing these weekly vlogs, and it actually just started in this house, but in the room next door, which is kind of crazy to think 5 years later I'm still making videos. So I'm excited for next week's video, which I hope you are as well. And a pre-thank you to everyone who has been around and stuck around for 5 years and listened to me and watched me as I've vlogged. It's been really fun, and I'm really, really excited to kind of go down memory lane, as I always do for my yearly anniversary vlog. So yeah, thank you guys again for watching. And if you enjoyed this week's vlog, and if you're looking forward to next week's vlog, you know what to do. Go ahead and do a super jump on that like button down below, and also get subscribed to the YouTube channel, because every single Wednesday, just like today and the past almost 5 years, will be a brand new vlog. I'm Matty Beeves, cinematographer/student, and I will see you all in 7 days. Bye, Don. Oh, if you didn't notice, or if you didn't know, that's my senior thesis film from 2016. Crazy, right? Yeah, I look at this and I'm so much better nowadays. All right, I'm done. Okay, I'll see you guys. Peace.